Today we're looking at how to add a news article to a COLA Drupal homepage. So here we are at the homepage for the geography department, and we're going to add an article so that it shows up here in your news area. So first of all, we want to go to our yellow content box here at the left, and we want to choose the top item, article. This is going to open up a blank page into which we're going to add all of our article information. So here's the blank page. So we have an article here ready to go. I don't have a title. Let me see. Okay. So I'm going to just fudge this a little bit. So UNH Geography graduate awarded a National Geographic grant. Okay, that's basically it. And I'm going to cap everything because our titles are all capped across the site. And grant. This is kind of a long title, but I think it'll be okay. And now for article type, we have a couple of choices here. Mostly you're going to be just picking article, but let me just explain what some of these other choices are. So an announcement is an article just like this one that we're creating, but if you think that the article only has interest to your group, to your geography majors or to your geography faculty, if there's no way that anyone outside of geography would be interested in it, then choose announcement. And that means that this article will show up only on the geography homepage and in the geography master news page. If it can have any interest to anyone outside of that, anyone in the college, you want to choose article. And what happens when you choose that, and I'll go up here and show you, is it will then put it into this master news feed for the college. So anything you add will then show up in this master feed, and that's kind of good because if people are have subscribed to the master feed, then they'll get all the news in the college. And the other thing is that if you put it here, it can also show up on the home page for the college in the news area here. So for the most part, you probably want to choose article. The other choices here are probably going to be much more rare. Audio clip just refers to DVDs and CDs that are put out by the music department, so you can pretty much ignore that. Book write-up, on many of the departments there's a listing of faculty books, and this is how the books show up in that listing through book write-up, and I do most of those, and so if you have a new book, just let me know and I'll create that. In the media is if you have, if you just want to make a citation, so one of your faculty members was quoted in the media and you want to put it up as a news item, you can just call it, and you can tag it here as in the media, so that back here on your master news page, if somebody is searching for a media citation or an article or a press release, they can just search by that. And so then this brings up just all the citations of faculty in the news. And what was the last one there? Press release, right? So press release is if you have a press release, and then again that can be sorted back on your master news feed. So this one's going to be an article. It's about a geography alum, but I think it's a cool thing, and I think other people besides geography majors and faculty would like to know about it. So we chose article. You can just skip subtitle unless you want to put one in there. Now I'm going to go grab the text for the article. So I copied it out of Word, and then here I am back here, and I'm going to choose this little T icon for paste as plain text. And there it is, pasted in as plain text. And anything else I have to do here? Release date, we'll just use today because today is when we're writing it. Boilerplate, we don't have to bother with. Internal notes, you don't have to bother with unless you'd like to write some kind of note to yourself. And there's nothing else to do here at the moment. You'll see here that there are other tabs. So you do want to go to those tabs. Here's a media tab, and this allows you to upload an image along with your article. Now you could have actually put an image in here using your little image icon, but for articles it's it's better, in fact, you really always should use this media upload because it automatically formats it correctly. So I'll show you what I mean there. So here on this news story, when I uploaded the picture, it automatically put it over to the right side, put the right amount of padding, gave it a little drop shadow here that you can see in the back. So all of our news items have this same formatting, so that's why we have an image upload here. So I clicked the image upload. I'm going over to my desktop and I'm grabbing the image that I've already sized. Now I sized it to be 400 pixels, and that's kind of wide. Probably most pictures you'd want to size at 300 pixels wide. I did it at 400 just because it was a very small picture of him and a large picture of the background, so I thought we could see him better. So I uploaded it. There it is, and then we are required to put in an alternate text for ADA compliance. So I'm just going to say Nick, photo of Nick Dowhaniuk at water. You can skip title. Nothing else there you need to do. So now we're on the next tab, Authors and Contacts. This is where you put the name of the author of this article. So the person who gave me the information is in the geography department, is Virginia Bannon. So I start typing in her name, and it pops up, and I click on it. And I have to click on it rather than just type in her name, because by clicking on it, it brings up this code here that the system needs in order to know who it is that is actually the author. Okay, so down here, you'll notice there's another author field. Actually, before I get there, let me just point out that if you had more than one author, you could click Add Another Item, and it would bring up another blank box, and you could start typing in the name of the second author. Here is an author box that you don't typically need to use, but if for some reason you want the author's name to show up at the top of the news article instead of in addition to the bottom, then you would type in the author, like, by Virginia Bannon right here. Most of the time we don't use that. I'll just go show you again how that looks here. So we have the release date, we've got the article, and this is where the author name shows up typically, and that's usually fine. But there might be a case where you want it to show up higher for some reason. And if the article came from another UNH source, like UNH Today or UNH homepage or something, then you would want to just say that. So, or you could say UNH Today right there, and then paste in the URL from where you got the article. I want to point out that any source that's off of UNH, we don't have the permission to reprint an article in totality. So if it comes from a newspaper or if it comes from a magazine, a journal, we aren't allowed to just copy and paste that into an article. So unless you have permission, of course, from the publisher, and then it might be a good idea to actually put that in the body of your article at the bottom, say, reprinted here with permission of publisher. So this article source is really just for UNH sources. And finally, this last tab is relationships, and this should automatically be checked for whatever department you are a member of. So you really typically don't have to deal with this fourth tab at all. So there we've done the body of the article, we've uploaded our photo, we've said who the author is, and so I think that's all we need to do. So we go down to the bottom. We don't need a menu link or anything like that. We don't need to do anything here. All we have to do is hit save. So I save. It shows you how it's looking. I'm going to go to the home page to make sure it showed up where it should. And there it is at the top. And then when you click View All Geography News, it also shows up at the top of the master news feed there. That's all.